Around 5 above.
Hey everybody,
West winds 15 to
I wanted
30
to talk
miles per
about
hour.
the NOAA, or our National Weather Service, and how funding for this is under attack by the current regime in office, and the important information that you get if you are in a rural area with this weather service, and how cutting it would absolutely devastate people living in rural areas.
Here are the 7 a.m. observations.
Some of the important information that this weather service gives are storm updates and warnings about severe weather coming in. It gives you the temperature, the pressure, what it's going to be at night. It gives you the humidity. It gives you historical records that you can contrast with the current weather, which is really important with increasing climate change issues. Yeah, let me shut up and we can listen to the important information that this weather service is currently giving off here today.
With a temperature of 21. At Newport, haze was reported with a temperature of 17. It was 20 at Highgate. It was partly cloudy, with a temperature of 16 at Portland and 28 at Boston. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 19 at Montpelier, 20 at Morrisville, 21 at Lebanon, 21 at Springfield, and 22 at Concord.
Gives you the whole area.
From mostly cloudy to cloudy.
Down to a few states away.
Sherbrooke and 14 at Montreal. In New Hampshire, on top of Mount Washington, snow and blowing snow were reported, reducing the visibility to near zero at the summit. The wind was west at 64 miles an hour, gusting to 71, and the temperature was -2 degrees. Once again, in St. Johnsbury, it was 17 degrees. And at Whitefield, it was 16 degrees. 0.22 inches of precipitation fell yesterday. There were 42 heating degree days yesterday, which is 5 below normal. This brings the monthly total to 443, which is 13 above normal. The yearly total since July 1st is 4,466, which is 466 below normal. There were no cooling degree days yesterday, which is normal. This leaves the monthly total at 0, which is normal. The yearly total since January 1st is 0, which is normal. The normal high temperature for today is 29 degrees, and the normal low is 7. The record high for today is 57, which occurred in 2024, and the record low is -10, which occurred in 2013. Sunrise today is at 6:55 a.m. and sunset is at 5:10 p.m. This is NOAA Weather Radio WWG50, all hazards, broadcasting on a frequency of 162.4.
So you can see that this gives you invaluable information about the weather and what's going on around your area, all the way to, a couple states away. And getting rid of this weather service would just be unbelievably stupid and debilitating for people who live in rural areas where or during a power outage, any type of emergency, this beacon is going to keep broadcasting, to people who have little handheld radios and stuff, preppers, people who are prepared for an emergency. So, cutting funding for this would really screw with preppers and just anybody who lives in a rural area and uses this weather service to hear what's going on. And they don't want us knowing about climate change. They don't want us knowing if there's a devastating storm or a flood coming. They don't want us knowing if, there's a tornado warning. They don't want us knowing any of that. They want to keep us in the dark. They don't want us having a weather service that we can rely on for information about anything. They don't want us knowing about historical temperature records or flooding records or fires. They don't want us knowing anything. They want to completely shut down the information systems surrounding weather and climate change and just leave us in the dark, so when some disaster happens, they can pretend it's not happening and not respond to it and not help anybody. That's what